Hi there, fellow Sagittarius. How are you? Excuse me, it's Jen here with tarotspirit.net. And I'm doing the monthly reading for April 2018. I'm using the Vicevesra tarot today. Let me show you the box. I always put the decks I'm using down below in case you're interested. Everyone take a deep breath. We have a snow day here, so I was excited to have a whole day, bonus day, to get my April readings done. Oh. Okay, so the tower is interesting. The tower I had seen before I shuffled the cards, and it came back right smack in the middle of the deck. So let's just start there. So the tower, I really like the depiction of the tower in this deck because you can see, if you look at it from this side, it's like this tower and people are in there, and it's being destroyed. It got hit by lightning. It's interesting. There's a dove there. So it's very tragic and all, but when you look at the back, you know, it was a facade. It wasn't stable. It wasn't real. It wasn't this fortress that it appeared to be. It wasn't sustainable. It wasn't sturdy. It wasn't going to go the distance. So while the tower may be hard because it forces us out of our comfort zone, lots of times our comfort zone isn't really even comforting. It's just familiar and the way it's always been. So the tower can, you know, kind of give us that the universe just, you know how I always think of like movies when someone's hysterical and someone comes up and slaps them across the face and gets them to, like, you know, snap out of it type of thing. That's kind of what I see the universe doing with the tower card. Like, snap out of your denial, snap out of that you've accepted that this relationship is, you know, oh, as good as it gets. No relationship is perfect or something like that. Or that you're stuck in a job, you're stuck in being overweight or being inactive, or, you know, whatever came to mind for you. And everything, you know, before this point, at least around this situation, was false, was not sustainable, was not going to make it. And now that you know, you can move forward. And there's often, you know, amazing wisdom to be had in the wake of the tower, creativity, and a chance to rebuild with new wisdom, new perspective on a much stronger foundation. So I've learned to kind of welcome the tower card and see it how beneficial it truly is. And we do have the devil card. So this can be a point to a toxic relationship. Often it's our own bad behaviors, mainly self-doubt and negative thinking that holds us from going after the life we really want to lead, that negative tape in our head that plays. Excuse me. It can point to things like anything that we feel chained to. So if we overeat, laziness, even self-doubt, could, you know, things like addiction, but bad, you know, codependent or abusive, or just relationships that, you know, are just negative and not working for us. things we feel we've kind of, when you've told yourself, oh, this is, you've like accepted, like this is just the way it is. This is just the way it's going to be. So if you can think of anything in your life that where that sort of popped into your head, that can be an indication. I'll just show you the back because these cards are cool, of an area that it's time to let it go. It's time to let go of. It can be, a lot of this can be fear. Fear, something that isn't real, has a tremendous hold over us in this world, me included. Yeah. Oh, and here's, so the Eight of Swords. This is the denial card. So some of you are going to, in April, really see the elephant in the room. You know, whether it's someone's behavior, whatever, what we were just talking about, whatever popped into your head, whatever you've been telling yourself, you just have to accept, or it's just the way it's going to be. Maybe it's just like, I'm always going to be alone. I'm never going to make money. I mean, it could just be like you've just accepted a certain way of life, and you know, the way I look at it. And hey, I'm here in the trenches with you. I don't want you to think like I live some perfect spiritual life. Like I struggle with all of these things every day, all the time. And I feel like if I just read the cards enough, maybe it will sink in, right? So it's like every moment is an opportunity to be whoever you want to be, do whatever you want to do. Just because we've always done something one way doesn't mean we can't change and break free at any time. So look at that big, there's this big bird of prey here. But so the denial card, you're no longer good with this line with the Eight of Swords, the Tower, and the Devil. It's like you're no longer going to be in denial about something in April. What do we have going on astrology-wise? I'm not an astrologer. Or should it be an astrologist? I don't know. But we're coming off a full moon. Someone reminded me, there was, in my March readings, thank you, that there were 2 full moons in March. And one being, I'm recording this on March 14th. So there's a full moon March 31st, but for April, there's a new moon in Aries, April 16th, and a full moon in Scorpio in April 30th. I've been having a lot of really interesting dreams right now, where people, I don't know, like people who have passed have been in there. Just really, really active, interesting dreams. So that popped into my head, just write those things down. Try to think about what the significance could be. They could hold clues to what's going on in your subconscious. This Three of Cups has been coming up a lot. And I watch other readers on YouTube. I'm a fangirl. I like watching other people read tarot just as much as I like reading tarot. And I have noticed that the Three of Cups has come up a lot. It's kind of interesting, and I don't know what the book says about this, but the Three of Cups is traditionally, you see these 3 women, and it's about emotional support on a very superficial level. It can be going out and having drinks with your friends, things like that. It can tell you to get out, be social, find your tribe, have a social support network. It's interesting, and this side of the card, she's alone. She does have these 2 full cups, and she's offering up this other one. Yeah, on this side too, her cup is not full. I think, it's a time where you may need to receive a little love. You may need some support, and with the Tower card here, that makes sense. So you'll be open to allowing other people to help you and support you. Reach out to some friends if you need some support. Like, you don't have to go through things alone. And if you reach out to the right friend, don't reach out to your air sign friend who's very black and white and about a problem where they're just going to, unless you need it, unless you need to get snapped out of your denial, reach out to that person who's just going to tell you straight, like, you're being an idiot. That person is horrible for you. Kick him to the curb, kick her to the curb. But if you need support, like, the situations happen, you got it. You don't need someone shoving it down your throat. Reach out to that friend who's going to just be there to support you and listen and help you through the situation. So be careful if someone comes back that you had a negative relationship with. This could even be work. Like, I'd be a little leery. Like, if you left a job because they didn't, maybe they said, they promised a lot but never came through with raises or promotions or responsibilities and things like that. I've had that happen at almost every job where they're like, oh, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do that for you. And nothing. And it never came through. It's like, I think that's something I need to think about, why that happens. But same with a guy. Like, if you've been through a battle with someone a long time ago, I mean, it probably didn't work for a reason. So be careful. This is just a caution. Like, yes, there are times when you should hang in there. But if it was truly like a tower situation, like, it was not a relationship on a solid foundation. I mean, maybe he or she are just coming back because they just got dumped and now they're feeling sorry and they think you'll be sympathetic. Maybe you took them back several times or tolerated their behavior many, many times. So they may come back and say everything you want to hear. I'm so sorry, it's me, it's blah, 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 everything you want to hear. But just, I caution you about that, because that's sort of a cycle that can happen. And it doesn't mean, if they've shown that they're all talk and no action, why would this be any different? Like, you have a whole new life to manifest. Like, I feel like this tower's going to hit and then you're just going to be like, it's going to be liberating. It's going to be freeing, because you're like, oh my God, why did I spend so many years in that job? Why did I spend so many years in that relationship? Why did I allow this family member to have that much control over me, or this frenemy? Why was I even like dealing with them? Like, it's like you're going to break free, or maybe you're like, I'm going to get into shape, and you just start walking, and you can't believe how good you feel and how it's has a ripple effect into every other part of your life. Or you're like, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to, like, whatever it is, like, whatever you want to do, this card is like, you can do it. You have the ability to do what you dream. So don't let this jerk here, this self-doubt, creep in and make you doubt yourself, because you can do it. You have the ability. I'm sorry, I'm going to jump back. Sorry for the fragmented reading, but I got to jump back, because what I was saying about this person coming back, or the situation with this Seven of Pentacles, this is telling you you've been patient. You've waited long enough. There's this fine balance with the Seven of Pentacles between allowing a process to unfold and waiting too long, and missing that, like, it's just never going to change. Like, this is how it is. So they like to use the example of a farmer plants a seed. If the next day they're like, why isn't this seed up? And like, forget it, it's not going to grow. Well, obviously that, they didn't wait long enough. But if it's been 2 months and the seed hasn't sprouted from the ground, it's probably not going to. Now, lots of situations in life don't give us that obvious of a, has it been long enough? Has it been too long? But set some finite goals. Like if this isn't better in whatever would be a realistic, 1 or 2 months. If I haven't blah 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 in 1 or 2 months, or give yourself a certain amount of time and then reassess, because without some hard deadlines, it can be years. All of a sudden years have gone by. That happened with a friend of mine. She gave her a situation a certain amount of time, and it has literally been 6 years, and she just so that's the other thing. If you set a time, you got to have the self-confidence to stick with it. That's where self-confidence comes from. It doesn't come from external accolades or anything like that. I think self-confidence comes from like, I am going to get healthy. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to set my alarm an hour earlier, and I'm going to get up, and I'm going to write. I'm going to work out. I'm going to meditate, whatever you want to do. And doing it, knowing you can count on yourself. That's where confidence comes from. Because if you say, I can keep a secret, you're not going to go blab 2 minutes later to someone else. If you set a deadline, you're going to make it. That's how we develop self-confidence. So back to this. I feel like the minute this whole thing sort of blows up, and these can be small. I know when you get the tower, you think, oh my God, my house is going to burn down. My husband's going to leave me and I'm going to lose my job. It's like, no. But smaller things can still have a big impact. It can be lots of times it can be the straw that broke the camel's back. It isn't some crazy thing that happened, like big event, but it can be that final straw that everything sort of comes falling down, and you see your denial is peeled away, and you see. But then it's like you're going to have all this energy. Here's the Knight of Wands. This is my honeymoon period card. It's like all of a sudden you have this energy back. Like you didn't realize how much this situation was affecting every part of your life. It was just like water on your fire. You lost your mojo, your inspiration, your motivation. It was like you were just weighted down. And with that weight lifted, you now are like, oh my God, I have all this energy. I have all these dreams again. Like you want to move forward. And this says you can. Now the last card, I wasn't necessarily going to read every card, but it's working out that way, is this beautiful Eight of Pentacles. So for me, the traditional meaning of this card is an apprentice, fine craftsmanship. You can see this boy's watching this master craftsman work. So you may embark on a new career, a new hobby, anything where you're just like, you can't get enough. You can't, where a lot of your free time is spent either reading about it or doing it or talking about it. Like everyone in the office is going to know you've started yoga or something because you're just so excited about it. You just want to share it with everyone. But there's also a real spiritual side to me for this card, because, look how present he is in this moment. He is really into this, and when he's doing it, he's not worrying about other things. When he's finished, it's re-energized him. He feels better. He feels calmer and more at peace. So it's finding that thing that in times of disruption, you have something to go to that grounds you, keeps you calm, and allows you to weather the storm in a way that you don't allow it to consume other parts of your life. Oh, I didn't read the bottom of the deck. We have this King of Wands, and for me, he's a Leo, a fire sign, or she. don't get too hung up on gender here. He is, oh, I'm such a Vermonter. Yeah. He is everything we were just talking about. He's passionate, he's motivated, he's able to, he's a type of person, he makes an excellent leader because, oh, we have this new project at work and here are the teams and everyone starts brainstorming and it's really exciting and it's going to be great. And then like a week later, no one feels that same enthusiasm. The honeymoon period has worn off. But with this king's energy, he's able to stay motivated long after a lot of people are like, whatever with that, and they're already sour about something again. He is not, he's in it for the long haul. He can stay motivated and inspired. So April's going to be a time where something sticks for you. Something really gets, it's almost like decluttering in a way. It's just like everything gets taken out of your closet and examined, and anything that doesn't fit anymore goes. And you're like, I never wear these, and all of a sudden your closet is just lean and mean and represent you in this moment, wherever that is. So that's the type of energy I feel for you guys for April. I hope it's a wonderful month for you. Take care.